Okay, good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, y'all. Day 5 of surviving this Paris heat, right? Let me get my camera fixed. Hold on, y'all. But yeah, day 5. Day 5 of surviving, y'all. This heat is something else. It's something else. And it's been super hot since Tuesday. We've had temperatures 104, 103, I think like 101, right? Like it's just been hot. And it's a public health and public safety issue. So now politicians are weighing in on it. Hold on, y'all. Like my camera thing is not set up right. So now hold on. Let me get myself together. I should have got this together before I went live, but politicians are now weighing in on it. You've got the far right party is advocating spending billions um, for plans to modernize with, funds for homeowners to equip their homes with air conditioning. The thing that people don't understand is that this whole culture does not typically is anti AC for a long time. It's been anti air conditioning. So worried about the impact on the climate. There are literally some buildings that are hundreds and hundreds and built in the 1700s or whatever, or are historic buildings, right? And you can't do certain things to those buildings. But it is a public safety issue when you've got people outside, people in train stations, people in public buildings, and there isn't any, you're just suffocating, right? People have passed away, unfortunately. I just read a story. I think it's 55 people passed away here in France. Um, you've got um, 55 people in France. Excuse me, y'all. I think couple hundred in Spain. People are jumping into the lakes and rivers and they're passing away. So this is honestly this is a health issue. So that is how now it's being framed, and now it's about to be a political issue, which I don't want that to happen because then that means that ain't nobody gonna get no help. But this is global warming. This is what this is. In 2003, I think there were tens of thousands of people who died. I want to say thousands. I don't quite remember how many, but it was a record number of people who passed away. In Spain, a lot of people who passed away were the elderly just this past week, right? And so you think about it. If it's challenging, if the heat is a challenge, right? If you're older or if you're younger, your body can't quite process that. So I'm doing everything I can. I rode the train for 3 hours the other day. I rode the train. There is a line that is air conditioned near my home. I rode it from one end to the other, one end to the other. And I got off because where the train ends, you have to get off. So I got off on that train and got on another one, and that didn't feel as good. And I was like, oh no, got on another train. So yeah, but the thing is, people have the same idea that I do. So the train stations are cool for the most part, but depends on which train. The RER train, the RERA train, wasn't as air conditioned. It did not feel the same, right? So it really depends. The train stations, they are typically open roofs, depending upon which one you go to. So the train station inside, I don't think has any air conditioning. At least I didn't feel like it did, right? But some of the stores inside the train station do have air conditioning. So I went to Gare de Lyon. The relay had, which is like their kind of like their version of QT for those in the South, QT or Wawa or whatever. That had air conditioning. Starbucks had air conditioning. There was one Starbucks that was in an upper level of the train station with a glass door that had air conditioning. The other Starbucks was just like a kiosk in the middle of a train station, no air. Okay, some of the other places, no air. So it really, it just depends. But yeah, this is day two. I'm sorry, not day two. Day 5. Today is the last day. I'm exhausted, y'all. because you just don't. I'm just not sleeping well. So this is day 5 of these insane temperatures. Again, it's a climate of an anti-air conditioning climate. People don't tend to have them. There tends to be they talk about people who do. Even in some cases, I'm not saying all the time, but in some cases, even if you've got like a $1 million home, it may not have AC. Now I think my neighbors got AC because the windows are closed. They gotta have AC. So people just don't tend to say it, but they do tend to have it. Even the portable units, in some cases, it's an issue with can your apartment, especially if it's older, can it handle a high functioning AC unit? In some cases, it can't. You may need to retrofit your heating and your cooling. So the issue is that these buildings, the heating, just because you have heating doesn't mean you have cooling. Unlike in the US. So it's very, it's a very different experience. I can say I survived it, right? But I'm glad tomorrow will be like 84. Okay. So that is kind of what I'm going through here. Where's everybody at? Come on in the room, say good morning. If I don't see nobody, I'm gonna get up out of here. But yeah, it's just been very hot, lots of water. Thank you all for those in this community who have given me tips, right? So I've got some really good tips. Someone gave me a tip yesterday of putting, wetting a sheet, hanging it on the, wetting a sheet, wringing it out by hand, hanging it on top of a fan to let air blow in. That is a good way to cool down. Someone that gave me a tip of putting my feet in ice water. Someone gave me a tip of frozen washcloths. I've been doing that, freezing, wetting washcloths, freezing them, and then wearing them. That has kept me cold. So I've been doing all these things and drinking water throughout the day, small amounts, right? I've been doing all these things to stay hydrated. So they have helped. I have not really gone outside a whole lot. I have stayed underground. I've stayed on the metro. I've stayed, you know, today I'll go on the metro and air conditioned bus only, but just not being outside if I don't have to. Closing the doors and windows, which I've done during the heat of the day. The heat of the day is usually 12 to 9 p.m., so I don't go out. And if I do go out, it's very short distances. So, yeah, I thank you for the tips. And I don't see anybody on this live, so I'm going to get off of here. But thank you guys. For those of you who are watching in the future, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content about my travels, my life here in Paris, and also Black Ass News. Thank you all.